Namaskara to one and all. Guru Purnima was celebrated just last month, so I dedicate the following story to the Gurus who have always led us to the right path. Today's shloka goes this way: Agnana Timirandasya Gnananjaya Janashalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I'll repeat once again. Agnana Timirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. When we talk about Guru and Shishya, the first and foremost story which comes to our mind is Ekalavya and Dronacharya. What great Guru Bhakti did Ekalavya show and led us to gave us a path of ultimate Guru Bhakti. Ekalavya was a son of Hiranyadhanu or Hiranyadhanura, belonging to a Nishada tribe. He had a desire to study science of archery. He had heard about Dronacharya and came to Hastinapur to meet him. Dronacharya was the best teacher in archery and the teacher of Kauravas and Pandavas. Ekalavya met Dronacharya and told him about his interest in archery. He bowed to the teacher and requested him to teach archery. Dronacharya had promised Bhishma, the granduncle of the princes, the Kauravas and the Pandavas, that he would educate only them on military science. So although he understood the boy's eager, he had to refuse Ekalavya from teaching archery. But Ekalavya had mentally accepted Drona as his guru. So he went to the forest and made a clay idol of Drona and began practicing archery in front of his Manasa Guru. He imagined his guru to be with him all the way. In this way, slowly and steadily, he became a great archer. One day, Drona had taken his disciples, the Kauravas and the Pandavas again, to the forest for hunting to show them the military training in this format. There was a dog accompanying them while they went to the forest. On the way, the dog wandered off and came to the place where Ekalavya was practicing his archery. Seeing the attire of Ekalavya, this dog started continuously barking at him. Ekalavya was perturbed. It had disturbed his concentration in his practice. So he shot 7 arrows at the dog's mouth. But the wonder of this art was the arrows had just prevented the dog from barking. It had not hurt it in any way. The dog was unable to bark and didn't know what to do, so it went back to the group to which it belonged. The Dronacharya and the Kauravas had come. So to that, Kauravas and Pandavas had come. To that group it went back. Sorry. And when Drona and his disciples saw the dog, they were really amazed because it showed a very good level of archery, an ultimate level of archery. So they came in search of the archer who had done such a feat. They found Ekalavya again practicing his feats and at the same time saw the clay idol of Drona. Drona was very astonished and asked Ekalavya who he was. And Ekalavya explained to him that he was none other than the same Ekalavya who had come to him for learning archery but had been refused to do the same. Drona was very impressed, but he thought for a while. When he saw Ekalavya's capability, he just kept quiet for a while and asked Ekalavya, now you have accepted me as your guru, so where is my Guru Dakshina? Ekalavya had surrendered to his guru completely. So he said, Gurudev, you ask me anything you want to. Drona immediately replied that he wants the right thumb of Ekalavya. Ekalavya knew that if the right thumb is not there, he'll not be able to practice. He'll not be able to use the bow and arrow completely at all, which was his passion, his love for the art. But without a thought, just because his Gurudev said, he cut off his thumb and dedicated to the feet of Gurudev. Drona became emotional and he granted him a boon for his devotion, saying that he would be always well known for his Guru Bhakti. There's one more phase of the same story of Ekalavya and Drona. It says that Drona had not accepted Ekalavya as his guru, but Ekalavya was bent upon making him his guru. So it was his passion or his, not accepting the guru's refusal led him to learn an archery on his own. To an extent, one part of this story also says Ekalavya lost his thumb because he had not completely surrendered to a guru. In a Kannada, this saying, Guruvina gulama naguva tanaka dorayadanna mukuti. That means until and unless you bow to the guru completely, you're never going to attain enlightenment or moksha. The shloka which I'll be telling now also specifies this. It says, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru is none other than the creator Brahma. He is none other than the protector Vishnu. Or he is no other than the destroyer Shiva. He is the ultimate Super Brahman. But then, if a guru doesn't accept you or decide to give his knowledge to you, even God cannot help you in attaining what you want to. So, the humbleness towards a guru from a sishya or the student, as well as the guru's acceptance, is very, very important for all of us to learn whatever we are learning and to achieve the highest level of learning. Thank you again.